Hello and welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays. I noted last week that there's no way I'm going to get all the way through the Proverbs this year, and I put out a call for requests, and then I remembered that a friend had requested that I cover some verses from Proverbs 31 a while ago, and there's a section there that's labeled in the New Living Testament, a wife of noble character. So I'm going to finish 2018 by covering that entire section verse by verse, and there's just enough time to do it as the year is ending. So today we're going to start with Proverbs chapter 31, verses 10 through 12, and here's what that says. Who can find a virtuous and capable wife? She is more precious than rubies. Her husband can trust her, and she will greatly enrich his life. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. Let's notice what this section touts as valuable: virtuosity and capability, trustworthiness. Notice that it doesn't tout the value of having a hot wife or a popular wife, just virtuous and capable. In the weeks ahead, we'll get some really specific examples of those qualities. For today, I just note the value of this wife in the final verse. It says she brings her husband good and not harm. I'm not just thinking of wives here when I'm talking about this, really, but spouses in general. We've all known someone who brings drama, volatility, arguments, and hardship to their spouse, haven't we? Generally, those folks, whether they are wives or husbands, are working out their emotional neediness and brokenness in really messy and unhelpful ways. Usually these are people who are fighting for their rights, or they're fighting for attention, or they're fighting to force their spouse to perform in very specific ways to demonstrate their love for them. A spouse who brings good and not harm to the marriage, that's a picture of peace, of working together, of putting the other first, of pulling your weight in the marriage, not leaning back to just be lazy and depend on the other person to do all the hard stuff, of speaking well of the other person when they're not around, of building up their spouse and not tearing them down. I'm excited to work through the rest of this chapter as we round out 2018. Let's go ahead and do this scripture segment 3 times to start to get it into our heads. Ready? Who can find a virtuous and capable wife? She is more precious than rubies. Her husband can trust her, and she will greatly enrich his life. She brings him good and not harm, all the days of her life. And again, who can find a virtuous and capable wife? She is more precious than rubies. Her husband can trust her, and she will greatly enrich his life. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. And one more time. Who can find a virtuous and capable wife? She is more precious than rubies. Her husband can trust her, and she will greatly enrich his life. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. That's all for this week. I will see you next time, wise ones.